What's happening, guys? Just on a route right now, starting it. And wanted to get some things off my chest. Want to do a little bit of off the top of the dome conversating. You know, I'm starting my trip right now. I gotta head up, and it just got me thinking. I had a lot of time to think yesterday on my way back, and I just, it's like I always think about, it's like it sucks that it has to be this way, but capitalism. It's always on the top of my mind now because every year that goes by, I don't start to see the so-called benefits that everyone is claiming that this system brings. You always hear this coping that it's brought so many people out of poverty. Sure, but how many people have to stay in poverty for this system to exist? Because remember, you can't. It's the idea that it's working for some doesn't mean it works for everybody. It's intrinsic to this system. You have to be exploiting someone in order for you to get ahead. And for a lot of people, especially that grew up during the early 2000s, and people that probably listened to Ayn Rand and read her books and talk about, because me myself, I do ascribe to some of that egoist philosophy. But the thing about egoist philosophy is that it's not strictly supposed to be egoist in nature, like just exclusionary, that you have to be by yourself, that you have to only, because that would make no sense if anybody actually reads anything of Max Stirner. That egoist philosophy understands that you can have a union of egoists, people that are engaging in social contracts with each other for their benefit, but the benefit of all is the benefit of the individual. Is what I've grown to start believing in, because this idea of rugged individualism, you can't have an individual living on its own unless there is a greater social aspect to it. Meaning, it's like you can be the guy that has the cabin in the woods, but you still have to go into town for food, ammunition. It's like I'm not picking on the Kaczynski model, but it's just I'm just using the cabin in the woods is because a lot of guys, they want to think that they are that person that can just go and have a cabin in the woods. And granted, there are people that do it, but with everything that you see online, everything that you see on YouTube, it's all a farce. It's a lot of these people already had money, or if they are doing it, it's like, what are they running away from? It's all like psychological. Especially a lot of the off-the-grid guys, it's like there's already been videos, I've seen plenty of them, where it kind of debunks a lot of these, like, oh yes, I just went off the grid, and then you find out, oh yeah, they were already rich to begin with, and they're not really off the grid, they're just secluding themselves. But I digress. But one thing I always talk about is capitalism. It's a system so great. Economic system. It's basically a religion, but it's a new age religion, a new world religion, so great that you're forced to partake in it or you go homeless. And oh shoot. Well, let me get back on track. But it's so great of a system that you can't opt out of it. You can't opt out of it. You can't just abolish it. You can't even that's one of the things. A lot of the people that are the proponents of capitalism, it's like they're so cucked in their mentality. They say, oh yeah, and under capitalism, you can be a communist, you can be an anarchist, you can be a socialist. It's like, listen, motherfucker, identifying as one is one thing, but actually being able to actually manifest those ideologies, those ideas, and actually put them into practice as they're supposed to be, you can't do it. You can't do it. This cope that we get from all these people, it's like you're mixing up perhaps maybe this liberal type of mentality where, sure, the liberal social order allows people to have freedom of expression, sure, yeah, but liberalism is just like any other authoritarian system. It's not going to let you opt out. It's not going to let you opt out. It doesn't want to get a hold. It doesn't want to let you go because you benefit their system more than it benefits you. Because that's one of those things. It's like you hear so many things coming from all of these wannabe capitalist bootlicking shills that this system is so good because anyone can come out, put their bootstraps on, and come out and be successful. It's like, you stupid fucking bitch. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. We don't live in that meritocracy that everybody that claims capitalism is. This is not a meritocracy. It's more of a nepotistic system, a nepotocracy. It just depends on who you know, who you network with. And you think that just because you see the wealth that's being shared in all of these liberal cities, and you expect that to be the same exact experience the rest of the country? No, dude. There are some places in America that are, frankly, just as bad as third world countries. And before everybody starts screeching about how they're probably majority certain groups, it's like, no, you can have groups of every nationality, every race. You go to Appalachia, there's going to be a lot of broke-ass people. And that's the thing, it's like people only see certain experiences that they have, and they think that's the world view. That's exactly how it goes everywhere else. But no. But this whole idea that everyone can do it, it's like, if you check this out. A good little experiment is if you look into most major, let's say juice companies, a lot of food companies, you look into a lot of them and you find out how they started off and how they ended up becoming rich. It wasn't like it was just they just kept on that grind set for 10-15 years and they made it. No, it's they experienced incredible fortune in the sense of just they got lucky. They got lucky that what they were doing was good enough for the local community that we're in. It made enough noise at the time, and sure enough, another corporation decides to buy them out or something. They do a joint venture, and yeah, that's not the capitalist method, or at least what a lot of these phony conservatives, these wannabe capitalists, they say. That's just like, oh yeah, anybody can do it. It's like, dude, for the most part right now we are living in corporate wastelands. Everywhere you go, you're gonna see the same damn brands, you're gonna see the same damn companies, and that's by design. That's how it was exactly supposed to be. This whole idea that I remember still back in the day when Walmart was still encroaching everywhere, that people still believed that Walmart itself was kicking small businesses out, which it was, and it has. But I mean, at this point, Walmart really doesn't have any more small businesses to kick out. The only thing it can do is just keep businesses from popping up. But this whole idea that there were people that believed that Walmart was bad for economies, and they believed that it was bad for communities, and which it was. But it's just like now it's like there's You can't escape it now. Now Walmart's the norm. It's like now the big thing is Walmart versus Target. If you're a good conservative patriot, you better be shopping at Walmart, goddammit. You better be shopping at Walmart because they got a little tiny Christian book section out there, and they sell stuff that, you know, they sell grills and they sell charcoal and everything, and that's the American place because all of your consumer needs are just perfectly in that spot, and Target's a liberal fuck place. I don't know, man, but anyways, that's all I gotta say right now. I gotta pick up some people, man. I gotta get out of here. I just want to drop some of that off, this wisdom on you, but all right.